However, welcome on into the channel. My name's Vezara. Today I figured I'd do a little bit of streaming. And I was debating on doing a Magic Draft or playing some Pal World. However, I don't think I'm going to be streaming that long, so figured I'd just do a quick little draft here. Got no removal, a Magnificent End, or we can take a counter spell, or the rare, which I don't know if I like this card or not, but it does seem like a fun card. So I'm gonna just take the thing I want to try. So I'm gonna try the rare, in which case I'm gonna try to be within that color. But at this point, ooh, okay. So something to sacrifice with the brushes is a really cool synergy. What you can do is have this in play, then at instant speed when your opponent attacks you, you can sacrifice this and then make a 4/4 mass goblin to black with. That seems like a really fun play. So looking at Goblin of Mass, ooh, and then we get past this uncommon that has an event surge to a mass too, while also giving menace on the second part. I'm happy with the start so far. I can't complain. See, I should talk about the other color pairs though, huh? So red black is goblins and amassing, just trying to make a big army and win with armies and just creatures and such. Whereas green black is the keyword they care about is ferocious, which I could still be something other than red black, especially this early in the draft. But green black, and I'm considering taking gigantic bear or wireland scrounger. Green black are just having creatures with power 4 or greater. And you got blue, green, blue, which cares about ramping and elves. You got red, white, which is a aggro color pair. It cares somewhat about dwarf type. Um, and I don't remember the other one I'm missing. Let's see, ooh, Syrup Trouble is a good removal spell. Probably take that. Or I can take Gandalf. But it's not really something I want in goblins, I don't think. Whereas if I take a black card, I can still figure out if I'm going to be black green or black red. Which this pack has no green cards, so maybe I should figure out something else. There's a bunch of black and red cards though. I don't see any white cards either. This is just either a weird pack or maybe I just have to be red black. Other than that, this is a good Azorius blue white card, and then that's a good dwarf card. But with this pick 7 goblin pair, I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to be black at this point. Especially if I can pick up another sacrifice card. So yeah, we're just gonna keep that option open. Because technically I don't even have a red card yet, but I'm just kind of seeing where the draft goes. I do like this start though. I have 2 goblin pair, which on its own is it's okay. It's a 1/1, but when it dies, it amasses 4. But if you can somehow take advantage of the 1/1 body by sacrificing it, then you get that's how you get ahead, especially in a format like this. Ooh, and then we get that's why I like to see on color rare. Don't mind if I do. I answer my question about what the second color I'm gonna go for. Getting a rare dragon always seems like a good plan, a good strategy. Also, Willow, if you're still here, I'm probably gonna play Pal World tomorrow. Pal World or Grounded 1 is what I'm planning on playing tomorrow. I also kind of want to start or get to like indie horror games eventually. But I don't know if I should do that for YouTube videos or if I should stream them. Probably, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't think I want 2 Gandalfs. I really like this deck though. It's coming together quite nicely. I don't know how I feel about Bolg of the North, the legendary creature from my color pair. I will take it to try it. Just because, why not? But essentially what it does is when it enters, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, it deals damage equal to that creature's power to another target creature. Then, if SS damage was dealt this way, you unmask Goblin's X, where X is the excess damage. And we'll take the Agzog, the rare. That whenever Azor's enters, destroy up to 1 other target creature. If its controller, then its controller amasses X, where X is that creature's power. If you control that creature, draw a card. We'll take that over second Bolg. I could take a second Stirrup Trouble, and that probably would be fine. Okay, going back to the Azorius color pair, because I didn't get a chance to explain that, but it cares about the keyword recruit, which whenever you do the thing, you draw and discard, and then if you discard a non-land card, you make a 1/1 human soldier. And Azorius is all about going wide and getting to the board as fast as possible. Then blue-green is, like I said, landfall and ramp. So you want to get more lands than your opponent has at the beginning of the game. Like you're trying to, because in a normal game of Magic, you can only play 1 land per turn. And obviously, if you can play more lands, then you can play more expensive spells faster. And typically, if a spell is more expensive, then it's going to have a bigger impact on the game. And that's how kind of the blue-green deck wins, just by playing playing more expensive spells than your opponent does. Yeah, we're in the correct color pairs. Like everything I wanted to take in pack 1 uh ended up wheeling in pack 2. That's kind of insane. It's good to have a few removal spells, which we have double Stir Up Trouble. We have a Bilbo's Deadly Slice. I'm really happy with this. How this is going so far. Oh, we could have had 2 Thrall's Dues companies. That's kind of a shot to the dagger. But I'm going to take this common here. Cares amount of massing, but the important text here is the menace ability. When a creature with menace cannot be blocked except by 2 or more creatures, and this just makes it easier to get through damage. So I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna take the golem here. It's just a recursive threat that has the ability to do damage in the late game, even if you don't have the ability to attack through your opponent's defenses or not. Ooh, yeah. I could take another Deadly Slice, or I can take a Slope Hunter. Let's see here. I already have 4 Ravaging Works. Well, I think I'll take the land just to make sure I have fixing. Another Sacrifice Outlet. Okay. Why not? And then I can take a Cloud Bat. Probably won't play the Gandalf. Another Fearsome Bear. Uh, hmm. Or a Deadly Slice. I'll take a removal number 4, I suppose. And that's removal number 5. Let's take a second dual land. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not. Yeah, we can cut those. One of these. And I'm pretty set on what we have. And trim a land. Good to go. Get to round number 1. Get some music playing. Although, all right, round number 1. Let's see what we got here. Playing against a flying imp. Yeah, 2 lands, good curve. Perfectly fine with accepting this. I think I'm gonna amass 2. Because I'd rather sacrifice the amass to the Azog if I need to. Okay. Play tap land, attack, play the Ravaging Ward. And we have a Deadly Slice if opponent has a play here, which they don't. Okay. So let's hit for 4. They have a little bear. Sure, I could remove that. Okay, that creature can't black, but sure. Let's play another Worgen Pass. Now, I didn't really care to use the strike on the bear. Because now if they just play something bigger, I have this slice to take care of it. Plate mail. Alright. Land number 5. I guess I could just stir up trouble, hit for 4. And still have the Deadly Slice. Or I can make the Goblin bigger. And then if I do make the Goblin bigger, I can Azog it in the next turn. I guess we're gonna get aggressive here. Just kill the Goblin token. Hit for 4. See what they have. They're gonna equip the mail, Clink mail to it. Okay. If that's the case, I don't mind putting the counters here. I can sack this land and put counters on it. And that makes the warg gain me 2 life on attack. So I'm a little bit ahead on the race. I do run into an issue if they have a removal spell now, because it just makes their removal a little bit better. But I did gain 2 life. You have a ravaging ward themselves. I think I will slice that. Oh, but I don't need to. I have a plate mail. I'll give it menace. And then if they don't have anything, I actually just have lethal now. Sweet. We get game 1 out of the match. Got up to 2 more. Let's see if we can get it. Currently in the middle of match number 1 against the imp character. I am playing a red-black deck. I like how it turned out. I have a lot of little interesting sacrifice synergies along with just a lot of amassing big, huge armies. I'm curious to see just how good this deck actually is. Currently drawing a lot of land though, which is concerning. However, I do have 2 pretty decent cards in my hand. I will just kill this. 4 damage on a menace creature, no less, is not easy to handle. Okay, so you just play another menace creature. This is awkward. Because I won't be able to black it this turn, but I will be able to black it next turn. And I don't want to use my full mana on that because I have nothing in the graveyard to actually get back with. So if I'm going to attack next turn with anything, it will be the hunter. So what I can do is just play the hunter now. And then next turn I can double spell and double black the golem. Or I can just kill it. Which I can still double black it, but I think I lose both of my dudes now. Unfortunately. At least one of them has Death Touch, though. 2 cards in hand. They used a removal spell. They're playing a second golem. Okay. This is fine. That is also fine. That doesn't have any attacks. Ooh. Well, let's just gather into darkness. Get back the Dusk Watch Hunter. Pass. I can still only black one of them. That's not good. That is not good. I need a removal spell for this. Let's see here. 8 minus 5. So I go to 2. I also need to find a removal spell for the mythic bear. And then I also need a creature. I have the creature for the golem. But if I don't find a removal spell here, I'm just dead. That is not a removal spell. However, I might have a chance if I find a specific black card that costs 1. Which that is not it. Right. On to game number 3. The game to decide the match. Syrup trouble is what I was looking for. But did not find it. Okay. Not a huge fan of the 2-land hand, but I'm going to keep it. I have a couple 2-drops to play. And the rare I wanted to try, so it should be fine. And we found the untapped land to actually play something on turn 2. Ooh, they're gonna make me discard? Because I'll discard Stirrup Trouble. I should have discarded the land. There was no way to know that I was gonna draw a land, though. Oh, Blint Blade? Yeah, that's fine. Well, this is a problem, actually. So I need to find one of my 3 1/1s. And then I can play it and have Allure to Power to sack it. That would be a really good draw. I mean, I'm not concerned about taking damage. If I find a creature with power 4 or greater, I just keep gaining life, so it really just depends on my draws. Mass 2. That's kind of annoying. Ooh, there we go. I'm not gonna sack anything. Like I said, this is basically most of my experiences is just a 5/5 vanilla creature. Unless you have a big mass army that you can throw at something. Oh, there's the Bilbo's. There's the Bilbo's Deadly Slice target. Get you to 11. Probably should have attacked first to see if they would black, but I kind of was lazy there, and might be a little bit punished for that. Opponent is still not attacking. It's very odd. I guess I can attack, trade for the ugly looking goblin, and play Gathering of Darkness. Get this back. I don't have a problem with that, actually. Oh, they say no, huh? Well, I guess we'll get back a wolf. Because this can still just trade for the Stony Voice Goblins. Or I can just take 7. I mean, they are at 6. I will take 4 down to 15. They play a plate mail. And another plate mail. Sure. I mean, I still have a good attack here. Unless they have like a 1 mana removal spell. Moving. Okay. So now I don't really have an attack there. Let's play the Opportunist, see if we hit a land first. And then I can play the Warg. Ooh. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna get in for 3. If they black, that's fine. Yeah, just trade Goblin tokens off. That's a lot of lands my opponent has. Ooh, I can't replay it this turn. But I'm inclined to trade off unless I find another removal spell. Because once this thing re-hits the battlefield, I'm kind of in trouble. So let's see here. That trades for this, that trades for this. They're left with a 1/1. Then I'm gonna play it's like a Death Toucher and a Flying Death Toucher. Or I can just not use this for the value and get in for 5. Actually, I might just do that. They don't have a removal spell. So this is baking on some, and if they draw something or not, because I have to still black. Make sure I can black everything and live. I think I can. I go to 13. 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13. For, yeah, I think I'm okay. I don't think they can do all of that. So do I just put it on here then? Because they'd go to 1. Then I would have a better black with, yeah, maybe. All right, let's see what they have. They play the bear. They play Death Toucher. Put counters on the ugly goblin. I black the goblin. Take 6 and have lethal. Yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Just to make sure I didn't die from a bunch of menace stuff. We get to play. Ooh. 5 lands. But we got a removal spell and a Snow Slope Hunter. So if I actually draw the twins, then that's actually pretty good for me. However, this hand has a significant risk of flooding as well. We're looking pretty decent so far. We're on match number 2 with this Rakdos deck. I drafted a bunch of just a mass shenanigans along with some value and some removal spells and such. Playing against a Johnny. Stir up trouble. I'm gonna hit in for 2. I don't think there's a flash anything that I need to worry about. That's the bear, but that was just trade. I have removal spell. I'm really hoping to draw the twins. That would get me like the most amount of value out of this hand. Let's see. Our opponent is doing a lot of nothing. Should I be concerned about this? Just gonna keep on passing. They're gonna draw 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. 9 cards. So they might actually have to discard at end of turn from that play. What is opponent planning? Oh, there's the land. Do you have another play? A troop of ponies, you say? Very well, very well. Let's go ahead and play Swamp. Let's play my Golem the Abandoned. And I'm probably gonna sack Golem. But maybe not. No, not yet. I'll just pass now. If they play something big, I can slice it. Guardian of the Halls. 2 mana, 2/2 trample. A lot of syrup troubles. Let me just throw the golem at the guardian. If this is gonna resolve, might get countered. There's the counter. Okay. Can I activate only during your turn? So I have to make that decision now. I guess I'll do that. 1 card deeper into my deck. A large bear. I do have an answer for that. Unfortunately, it would prevent me from playing this. I guess that doesn't matter that I drew a Death Toucher. I'm gonna put the counter here. I feel like I'm gonna trade off the 3/1 with something. Or even sacrifice the 3/1 eventually if depending on where this game goes. He's gonna play the Death Toucher. My plan for that is to just trade it with the bear. Unless I would have used a removal spell. I guess I could have deadly sliced it. But also, my opponent might aggressively use their removal on my warg to get in 5 more damage, and then I can just slice. Okay, didn't expect that. 2 opponents in a row that have the Baron, the Fierce. Fantastic. That's just fantastic. Beyond the Fierce. Well, I can only hope that they don't have... wasn't gonna say a way to give it hexproof, but there it is. Now I really don't think I'm gonna win this game. Let's play another Death Toucher. And then keep up removal for the bear. Bowman, you say? That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not winning this game. Probably not. Yeah. I just need a faster start in game 2. And I think I'm okay, but this was gross. I'm gonna sack the Death Toucher because I can't block anyways. Then, ooh, I drew another Death Toucher. I'm gonna die to trample, so it's kind of a moot point at this point. Also, they can just mill me out. So a lot of ways I can lose this game. I mean, I'm just dead to trample. Why did this have trample? Oh, they haven't put the counters on it yet. I'm just gonna put everything on the bear. Because I'm dead anyways, so. Cool. Let's see here. If I can get a faster start, I think I have a chance to still win against this opponent. But I'm gonna take the Azog out for another warg. I only have 2 goblin pair. Okay, that's still fine. Maybe I don't want the precious. Although it does give in unblockable and hexproof. Yeah, that's probably still fine. So getting another 2-drop on my deck to hopefully get a better curve out. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I like this a lot. I'm gonna go Ravaging Warg into Fearsome Goblin pair. And then we can sack the Goblin pair to the Adventure spell. This is gonna be sweet. I don't think this card's playable. I'm gonna be completely honest. Hit for 2. Play Fearsome Goblin pair. Hey, Brain taps. Okay. Makes a flyer better. That just means I need to gain life with my works. Interesting. I'm still going to draw cards because I need to hit my land drops. So instead of ambushing something that they don't even have. What am I doing? Draw 2. Sack. Find second land drop. There we go. Attack for 2, gain 2. Just as I drew it up. And play another warg. Let's see, play land number 5. Go my precious. Pay 2 life, equip it to the ward. Because I'm going to immediately gain that 2 life back. Now I'm getting in for 6. And if they deal with this army, I can just amass out an army. A large bear, so I'm going to hit for 9 here? No, just 4. Okay, this is fine, because I can make the army a little bit bigger and still play out Rourke, or I can deal with the bear. Go to 17. Let's play out a mass there. Hit for 8, gain 2. I'm going to keep the Deadly Slice up just in case they have the Mythic. Because when they play it, I can just kill the Mythic Bear before they get the draw trigger. Or they're just going to chump, which I also accept. Maybe because they do have the Mythic, they decided that the chump was a decent play. If they have it, they haven't played it out yet. Maybe they're playing around my removal spell. Or they have one of their own. Or they're just flashing in a doggo. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And treasure is 7. Let's play out another Death Toucher. Leave up my removal spell. Magnificent End. Yeah. Okay. Sure. That was unexpected, but this is the card I was trying to play around, so let's go ahead and remove that before they get a chance to draw cards off it. Don't know what opponent's thinking here, but they're thinking something. Maybe they haven't played land for a turn. There it is. Go to 9. Just play out stuff and things. Gain 4. Go to 13. Get you to 6. This is an intense game 3. I was very lucky to be in a position where I could have held up Deadly Slice to take care of this mythic. This card is obscene. It's probably my favorite card in the set. It's a big shape-shifting bear that turns your other things into bears. Okay. Okay. Don't know what you have. Gonna attack with everything. You have draw 2, discard 1. And we have game number 2. Going to game number 3 for the match. Exciting. Now, I'm going to be on the play, so I do want to make one adjustment. The adjustment is I want to bring in this 2-mana 1/1 over the thing that can't black, I think. I don't think Gandalf will do anything against this opponent. Let's try this. Aha. Finally, we drew Smog. Wicked Worm. 5/5 flyer. Oh, I'm on the play? That's unexpected. Start with... I guess let's start with Goblin Town Flunkies. And then we can great looking Goblin hit for more damage. The only thing now is if they have the bear, they can actually play it next turn. And I do not have a removal spell for that. So we might be in trouble. That is a good sign. They do not have the bear, and there's the removal spell we needed. Perfect. Hit in for 3. Okay. They just have a magnificent end. They had a couple of Death Touchers. No, in the case they do have the bear, which they do not, apparently. Okay. Do I even play this? Like, playing around the counterspell at least here seems reasonable. Or I can make them use it because it also just has a mode that lets them draw 2 and discard 1. They do not have that. Or they didn't choose to play it. Interesting. Oh, they just didn't choose to play it. I accept. Okay. Okay. I'm fine with this. If I draw a land, I'm just playing Smog, gaining life and attacking. That seems reasonable, right? Oh, there we go. There's the land. There's the Smog. I'm not getting any treasures, but I will get the life gain triggers. I don't know how important that is in this matchup, actually, now that I think about it. It was important in game 1. It almost kept me alive. Hey, we have the Radagast. I think I'm gonna kill Radagast. No. Well, probably not. In which case, I am just going to do this. They have another magnificent end. That's annoying. That is annoying. Okay, a plate mail. Plate mail is good. Probably getting in for 5 or getting into chump. Or they can flash in the bear. Fair enough. This is a really close match. Obscenely close match. Okay. I think I'm okay with attacking here. Not okay with using that this turn, though. I'm gonna pass. Old fat spider can't see me. At least they don't have that when they have the bear. That would be good. Not good at all. Sack this now. Ooh, and we drew the bat cloud. Get him for 6. Play the bat cloud plus death touch. All of a sudden, we're looking really good. We're looking favored. We're in a very favorable spot here. Honestly, it has hexproof, so that's actually besides the point. But I can do. That actually doesn't do anything either. Let's attack with these two. Go to 27. Get you to 6. Play the land. Sack this. Find another land. Okay. If I wasn't too hasty to play my Goblin Town, I could have played this land and ugly looking Goblin, but I was too hasty. He has brutality. Gets it to a 2/3 flyer. I'm almost tempted just to kill this, then force them to draw something for the Cloud Bat. I can also just play this and sack the flunkies. Actually, let's do that. So let's kill the flyer for 1 mana by sacrificing the flunkies. And then we can hit for 4 to get them down to 2, and then we can play this 4/4. And if my math is correct, this is gonna end this turn, freeing my goblin army to do damage next turn too. I think I had checkmate. Guess we'll find out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Menace here. 1 mana open. I think I got it. 2 damage, just enough. And match number 3. That was an intense game. Wow. And on to match number 3 for all the marbles. What are we playing? We're playing against Loki. Funny. Okay. Okay, we got the Hunter and the Goblin pair. I'd love to see it. Also, we have Goblin the Abandoned we can play early and sacrifice later if we need. Oh, and we found our 3rd land. Things are actually looking pretty good for us. I like this start. I think I'm just gonna play the Slope Hunter here because I can attack with it next turn, potentially. Whereas if I played this turn, as opposed to doing the other way around, I wouldn't be able to do as much damage if I waited. But I don't think I will attack into that. Well, actually, I can do this first, and then I can attack into it. This is fine. That is fine. Ooh, and they just take it. Down to 12. Bold move. Bold move. Gonna tap my 4/4 down, incapacitate my army. They're gonna do a little incapacitating of my army, and then they're gonna attack me for 5 in the air. Wabada. Or maybe not. Maybe they just leave it back. Either way, they're gonna get a little deadly slice. It's just a little deadly slice. It's just a little deadly slice. Don't worry about it. I lose out on my. I completely misplayed that. I should have just used that. I completely misplayed that. Oh well. Live and learn. I don't think I'm gonna get punished either way. I have lethal now. Oh, I have lethal now. Yeah, I'm not gonna get punished for that. Thank goodness, because that was embarrassing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, on to game number 2. Welcome on in. Just finishing up a little bit of a draft, and I think I'm gonna play Grounded or what's it called? Grounded or Power World after this. You want to stick around? You have a little Rakdos action and some Magic the Gathering. Actually, my Jace character here, the cloak. I actually have that cloak in one of my art pieces. It's very sweet. I like it a lot. Match update. We are going into game 2 of match number 3. Opponent gets Rabada is deciding on to play first or second. I think they chose to play. They gave me the play. That always baffles me. It always baffles me. Why would you give the play? especially in this format, in my opinion at least. Well, I could put the counter here, attack for 3, or I could put the counter on the hunter itself and gain 2 on the attack. But I think I just want to get damage in as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna avoid. I'm gonna skip the gaining the life from the ferocious trigger and just get in 3 damage. Because it's not a huge distinction if this is a 3-1 or a 4-2 when it comes to a 2-2. And next turn I can just play this, or if they choose to black here, I can play the Cloud Bat. Or I can just play the Goblin pair and then sack it next turn. I think I'll do that because that uses all of my mana, actually. But now they're going to prevent the damage, probably on the Death Toucher, which is fine. Yeah. Opponent could also be stuck on 3 lands, but so are we. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, there's lane number 4. I could also just sacrifice this if I need to, but actually, no, I'm going to sacrifice the Goblin pair. Obviously, I'm just gonna sacrifice the thing that actually wants to be sacrificed. It's so simple. Okay, I'll take 3. Ooh. Oh, this is sick. So the Deshwash Hunter can't be blocked by tokens, so they have to trade with the Infrastructure. But what's sick here is I can play the Sackville Bagazons, sacrifice the Goblin pair, have them amass 4, make my Bat Cloud cheaper. Love it when a plan comes together. I can even amass a little bit more on my army if I want to. If I need to avoid like a removal spell or be able to attack through a 4/5. That seems fine. That actually seems fine. So if I amass here, it does only hit the Gandalf though. So maybe I just want to do this instead. And then next turn this will unlock my Ravaging Word will be unlocked. So just, let's play another Death Toucher. Let's play the Golem to do 2. And it actually makes my board a little bit wider. So I'm more likely to have lethal next turn too if I just play 2 instead of making my amass bigger. I think we have this. My turn. Alright. So uh actually we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna attack everything. They're gonna black there with something. Probably should have played that first. I kind of skipped a part when I was thinking through my options here. Because I kind of was going to use this on the Goblin there. I guess now we can... Oh, we can only activate that as a sorcery. Alright. Everything else seems fine. We did draw this, though, which is nice. It's gonna make my attacks for next turn extremely good. And also I can just sack something, bring this back and play it. Which I think I'm gonna do. Actually, the treasure token. Oh, that just makes them lose a life too. I had a infinite amount of ways for that. Wow. All right. That was cool. I love this deck. That was really sweet. Well, this last match really featured the curve out I was going for. Let's take a look at it. Definitely made use of the Goblin pair, and hindsight being 2020, I wish I would have picked up the third copy I had an option to pick up. Only drew Smog once. Smog is just a giant flyer, and you can't go wrong with that. Also, a little spicy text. Draw more cards if your opponent happens to have artifacts. You make treasures. It's pretty sweet. Have decent amount of removal. But yeah, my favorite interaction was just having ways to curve out with the Goblin pair and make use of the extra body, like just to get extra cards and have card advantage and such. And having infinite amount of works. Also, having the ability to have Ferocious gain 2 life was pretty relevant too. But yeah, this concludes the Hobbit draft. I plan on doing a little bit more of these. I'm new to a little bit new to commentating this kind of thing as well. Hi, Artifacts, how you doing? But I think I'm going to be switching over to either some Pal World or what's it called? Grounded. And I'm not sure which one yet. Yeah, this deck was sweet, but I'm gonna take a short 5, maybe 10-minute break and get a drink and switch over to a different game. Be back momentarily.